Mm-hmm.
I like that idea. The problem is, like, they claim to have, you have to have all these other people you invite to have people. When you go to like the actual event page, it's just there's no real way to chat with people or see who's watching or
Yeah,
anything. It's not like a traditional chat room like we have over here at
I know.
VonLive.tv
You'd think
slash
YouTube could
third
do that.
party.
Funny, huh?
I know. I mean, it's just kind of crazy.
Well, thanks for trying. I'm still recording on BattleCamp, so we have that option to work with our BattleCamp feed.
Oh,
So,
that's I'm working with this feed.
okay.
I'm live
Thank you.
as far as I know. It says
By the way, you look fabulous tonight.
thank you.
I think all those guys in the room are really kind of smitten by you.
I,
Sarah doesn't talk about my blackface thing. That's not her discussion. So don't ask her questions about it. That's me. You can ask me about it.
I don't know what a BBC lover is or anything like that. Okay. I do have my life ahead of me, but I'm living the life that I want to live, is what I would say. Yes. Yeah, I enjoy my life. It's British Broadcasting Company? Yeah, BBC, right. I do like the BBC actually. I like some of their I like period pieces. So like period shows, like there was a show from BBC called North and South that I liked. Oh, well, I'm living the life that I choose to live, Dan. I don't really know. 8951. Who knows? But because it's an easy target, I would say, because it's difficult to find the other target. Oh, Coronation Street, Keeping Up Appearances. I don't know if I've seen those. Oh, a whole studio. Well, I'm not sure how I want to be promoted. I don't know, Howard. It remains to be seen. But yeah, thanks. I try to be honest. I don't, as David says, he doesn't know everything. I don't know everything, but I try to educate myself to learn as much as I possibly can about as many things as I can. Am I being served? Served dinner or served like legal papers? I think David's getting some coffee. I know quite a bit. I try to stay up on the news and stay up on different issues that are happening, and it's pretty interesting. I don't know if I'm really into Huffington Post, but I was interested in the reporters that were arrested over in Ferguson, Missouri, for trying to basically write papers about the protests going on, and they took a picture of the police officers, and the police officers didn't like that. I think that's kind of difficult that they can take, you know, in some ways I understand. The journalist can just seem to take pictures of everything they, anything they want to. I haven't danced in a very long time. I used to like to dance. Um, I don't know. Maybe sometimes, not for a very long time though. 3108. David is a great guy. No, I will not give you any kind of sneak peek of that kind of activity. I don't encourage that activity. People are probably wondering over at YouTube, who is she talking to? Talking to the chat at, you could chat with us at battlecam.tv/third party each night, or vonlive.tv/third party. Those two sites have really good chat rooms. I have a little black leather outfit. Looks like black dress. Keep telling me, I like to tell myself things that are positive. I like to tell everybody positive things. That's how it is. Oh, this is your favorite show for latest news? And I feel like I'm not up on all the latest news. I've been reading the Huffington Post lately. The Democrats are laying groundwork for Obama to take big steps on immigration. If you're blaming the war crisis on Obama's withdrawal, answer these 4 questions. Obama calls Michael Brown tragedy heartbreaking. David doesn't have one 2014. No, it's going to take them a long time to get Ferguson under control, I would say. No. Yeah, I have worn it in the past, my black outfit, but not for a while. The longevity principle, experts share Hawaii's secret for living longer. Thanks, Ronnie. Yeah, he is a good guy. Oh, you do too? Awesome, 9851. I'm glad we have something in common. The leather outfit, you want to see that? I'll show you. I'll show you it on a hanger. It's a vest. This is a vest. And this is a skirt. I don't have that though. Name your price. No, it's just for. It's actually a very professional look. There you go, 8951. No, this is not the fashions with Sarah segments. It's just the Sarah segment while David gets his coffee and gets back. But I don't consider myself a fashionista. I'm sure all the people in New York would say, "You're right, you're not." No, just kidding. I don't have a utility belt. No, I sometimes go up and work on the roof and work on different parts of the house, but no utility belt. Thanks, Topper Dan. Yeah. Oh, it looks good. A leather, you think leather's good if I want to look like a couch? Well, I guess I would say, yeah. I know, save the poor cows, but no one's ever mean to me. People are always nice to me. Just because I am a nice person. I don't know how really to be mean. I can be mean sometimes. No, I can't. I get angry sometimes, but I've tried to be, I always am a nice person, that's it. Because life is too short to be mean. And sometimes it's just, why get so upset? Be like, sit down, do your homework. That's about as mean as I get. No, you are 8951, the smartest person. You're all smart. Yeah, I like passing my time here. It's really wonderful. I enjoy the show. I enjoy being here. I was just reading a story the other day about about Joan Rivers. I was thinking of trying to reach out and contact Joan Rivers because she is, I guess, now a YouTube star because she has, is it on the bed with Joan, something like that, where she like takes in celebrities into her daughter's apartments and they sit on the bed and they talk about life. So that's pretty interesting, I thought. And since Joan Rivers goes with the idea, I mean, she came out with the whole idea that Obama was gay and Michelle Obama was a transsexual, then like David promotes, I thought that would be a perfect match for David and Joan Rivers to meet up and talk about politics. That would be interesting. Oh, you have a cardboard box castle? Fun. Yeah, I am happy. That's exactly right. Well, never mind. Is David? No, David is getting some coffee right now. He's taking a little coffee break. Just keep persevering, Shebang. It's tell women they're wonderful, and eventually you'll find a single woman out there. That's it. Who's that? DT Laura, are you talking about Joan Rivers or somebody else? Maybe David is feeding the fish. Thanks, Ronnie. All right, I think I hear David in the other room talking about something. Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true. But I'll never get tired of my arrangement, Alora. Or I'll say I have made a commitment to be with David forever. So that's for this lifetime. As long as this lifetime lasts. Thanks. Yeah, and you're right. I have my own assets, so it's all good. And I like that. I like having my own separate bank account, my own separate stuff, even though it's here. Yeah, of course. Even if David loses in 2016 and goes on to 2020, and I'll be with him forever. Maybe it's the other way around, Dan. Ask yourself that. Well, you're a winner. Things are going to change. I can feel it. There's a song out there. It's like that Loser song by is it Green Day or something like that? Beck. Thank you. Loser by Beck. Something. I'm a winner. Things are going to change. I can feel it. You know, the thing is, I would say, I feel like, yeah, sometimes marriages don't last these days, and I personally feel like I'm making a statement by not being married because I don't believe the government should be involved in people's personal relationships. Really? Why does it need government to tell you who you should love or anything like that? Well, you think somebody better will come around for David? I don't think so.
I don't believe that. I don't believe anyone's better in the world than you are for me.
Yeah.
I know for a fact that that's the case. I spent 11 hours a day for 2 years chatting online.
That's what you have to do, Shebang. 11 hours a day for 2 years chatting with women.
Yeah.
Any single women in the room? Got to find out where the single women hang out and chat.
You know, it used to be easier to find people online.
Meetup.com.
I mean, no, and Match.com. You know, there's ways of, but it's not the same. It's not the same. It really, you don't have the dynamic nature that we had back in 1997, at the beginning of this internet. Sarah and I were online, and AOL was actually a really cool place to meet people, except you never had a lasting relationship. So I met Sarah in a place called VP Excite, and it got personal real quick, and we got to know each other on the phone. After, I think we chatted like two or three times, and then I broke to a phone call. I think I sent you my audio, my voice, and you said, yeah, I'd like to talk to you. Yeah, something like that.
And then I heard his voice, and I was like, ooh, I want to meet you.
Yeah.
Because you have a great phone voice.
Well, thanks. And I also, the chats were really long. I mean, I had over 50 online girlfriends in 1997. Seriously. At least 50 buddies on my AOL buddy list. And many of them were really kind of off and honest, like, hi, how you doing? Oh, I'm in the middle of the divorce, and I have 2 kids, and I just had, you know, mastectomies. I said, oh, okay, well, I'm kind of at a different stage in my life right now. Or some of them were, you know, divorced and with 2 kids and looking for a career in police work. You know, I meet a woman who was a career woman who'd never had kids, who was 40 years old, and I didn't meet these women in person. I only met about 5 women in person. Sarah was one of them. And you think the problem with failed marriage is about self change, while during courtship they are about the other person. That's an interesting perspective, DT Laura. Most women have got fed up, and that's why none want to marry. Yeah, exactly. And I met a lot of career women who were in their 30s, 40s, and I was in my 30s when I met Sarah, who was 20. But the career women that had never settled down were usually too high energy, too high strung. I remember meeting a woman, and I just didn't make the connection. It's like they were buzzing 1,000 miles an hour, and it's just kind of hard to slow down and say, hey, can we just sit and talk? Let's meet over coffee or something. But I'm very fortunate to have gone that far into it, that much chatting, to have whittled it down to just a couple selections. And I got to tell you, at the very point right before I met Sarah online, I was at the bottom of the barrel in terms of my my feelings. You know, you feel like you're a fish out to sea. Like, is there anybody out there for me? I was literally asking God, is there anybody out there for me? And then lo and behold, at the time you least expect it, you run into somebody. That's how it works. I don't really know if speed dating is the way to go. Sometimes you get involved heavily with your cigarette, like Meow TV, and spend the rest of your life with a love affair with a pack of cigarettes. For many people, that's an alternative, vicarious way of appeasing your inner needs, and I think you know what I mean. I know I was very lucky, but like I'm telling you, 11 hours a day for 2 solid years, that's about 7,000 hours. Yeah, Meow TV is very funny there. It could make a great song, yeah. Why don't you work on that tonight? Are you inspired to start writing a feline poem or something?
That would be a really great country song.
I know a lot of you really believe that Sarah would be better with somebody else, but I happen to, be the perfect person for Sarah. I get along very well with her family, and I'm very happy to have been at her side through this whole time period. So it's worked out really well for us. We were just saying how great it is, but how we feel kind of trapped in our location, our collective separateness. And I was talking to Sarah about how I would love to be able to just go out to Seattle and party on Friday and Saturday night, because I miss that part of my life. Back in my 20s and 30s, that's what I used to do. And I'm missing that right now. I'm kind of feeling that longing because I don't have kids. You don't have kids.
I know. You could go out and dance by yourself. You might find somebody better than
I don't want to find anyone better than you. That's the point. I want to enjoy this with you. And that's what makes party. When you go to a bar, you don't want to be all alone and have to case on women. That's just not right. It's so much nicer to have somebody to go to a party with. Yeah, we've been out dancing before. And I had to leave the dance floor because of my obvious.
Well, we need DJ Stingy. We need to go find out where DJ Stingy's spinning the.
That's what I'm talking about.
Be
yeah.
like, I'm friends with the DJ. And we have to stay the whole time because he's stingy with those beats.
I bet you are you in Chicago? Are you in Shagtown?
I thought he was in Vegas. I don't know where he is.
If he's in Vegas, man, we could hook up in Mandalay Bay. When I bring out Barack Obama's too. Yeah, we could hang there, man. Yes, sir, Chicago.
Oh, Chicago.
I told you.
Oh, you
Chi-town.
were right.
I know everything about DJs around the country. I follow all DJs. I'm Mr. DJ, and I'm tracking your DJ in your area right now. If you want to listen to a really cool hot mix, tune in to my DJ Arama.
Battlefield 3, we'll play that after we beat one of our other video games.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what you mean by that. I'm trying to get into the mindset of some of these people that watch porn every day of their life and masturbate continuously, and I just don't understand where they're coming from. I don't get that. What's wrong with you that you want to do that to yourself? Don't you realize that you could go blind doing that to yourself? There will be a Hitman party. Today was good. Did you finish the Hitman sequence, or what happened?
Finish. You finished it, didn't you?
No, I mean, we still are in a situation where we're in a cathedral among nuns, and we've got the hitman's dressed as a priest. I mean, it's weird.
Oh, right.
I don't know where we're at in that game. It's like the strangest place ever.
Yeah, it was, I can't remember. No, I didn't get out of there. I don't think so.
You have a belly ring? Somebody said you have a belly ring. Wow. When we get to second base, I'll have to find out what that looks like. Yeah.
There you go. Can you see that? That's my hand right there.
You can't see it right there. It's
peace, love, and understanding.
You can't see that over there either. No, it's just the peace sign. Well, please, they'll say we're making Illuminati signs if we do that. You can't.
If you say peace, what?
You can't make any Illuminati gestures other than this.
Are you joking?
My fellow Americans. I really hated Richard Nixon. I really hated him for the atrocities he committed.
No way, Veg New York. Are you serious?
But some people think that Nixon opened the door to China, and I'm wondering, why did he open the door to China? I mean, what do we have that's really that great?
Yeah, we're at
dollar
the
stores.
Thing. We're at the gun range, remember?
Oh, we're at the gun range. See, I'm still stuck in the nun range.
You got out of the nun thing.
I'm still stuck in the nun mentality.
And no, I saved it because there's this really cool bunker I want you to
Not
see.
yet.
Yeah, I want you to build this bunker.
Okay, yeah, well, I'll work on it. Gem of Mint, that is spamming. Please stop doing that, or we'll be forced to stop you from the show.
Bye, Gem.
Goodbye.
Be a Gem. Please stop spamming.
Gosh, that was intense. Well, you're going to see different Dave and Sarah's in a couple months. We are changing our look. I will look more like Ben Affleck, and Sarah's going to look more like Jennifer Garner. I decided to do the facial reconstruction surgery in order to get to the next step.
You want to be Ben Affleck and you want me to be Jennifer
in my political career, yeah. I decided to become...
Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner broke up.
Recently, really? Are you serious?
No, I'm just kidding.
No, they're still together. Jennifer Garner and Ben Affleck are... Even though Ben plays nonstop, he plays poker or blackjack. He's a blackjack card counter.
Okay.
Let's talk about something related to our country now, shall we?
I might, Mad Dog. We don't have a secret handshake. I sometimes hold David's hand, but it's not a secret.
Yeah, I remember the first woman I held hands with. Do you guys remember the first woman you held hands with besides your mom? Does anybody remember that?
The first woman?
Yeah. Isn't that the coolest feeling when you first hold hands with another person of opposite sex? I'm not trying to convert you to heterosexuality if you're in the state of New Jersey or California, so don't worry. But you remember that first time? Not a hand job. I mean, touching. You know, just hand touching. You're a lesbian? Okay, well, you qualify then. I remember the first woman I held hands with, and I don't want to go into detail, but I don't want to tell you what kind of a memory it is, too, because it was so special. It was so special.
Sponheim versus Larson, a Viking match.
A Viking match. Well, this would be a Norwegian versus a Swede. I'm the Norwegian, he's the Swede. Yeah, I have to go after Larson. I have no other, response to why the Democrats screwed me out of this local election and showed their true colors. They're sabotaging my campaign. It was horrible. But I'm moving on too. That's not the end of the world. I just need to keep my name out there in the local news because I plan on running in 2016 in the state election against whoever's going to run while I'm running for president. Because I'll need every bit of press coverage I can possibly get for 2016. And if I have a local race here, I can't run for president here in Washington. So I'm okay with that. Maybe I might get U.S. House of Representatives finally in 2016. That's what I'm hoping for. I'd rather have the presidency. But without mainstream media attention, I can't possibly pull that off. And that is the problem. That's the pickle we're in, all of us who are disenfranchised from the political system and out there without any power or corrupt connections. And the last thing we want is another corrupt politician. I know that. I'm aware of how serious this coming election is. And I've made every effort to get ready to at least try to make a splash on the media, even if it ran as a blackface. I don't care what it was. It doesn't matter. It was a parody. It was a satire. I had to do what I had to do. I'm willing to do another one, too. And I just don't understand why people can't understand that the American people don't have anybody representing them. Boink doesn't come in anymore. Really. Dave, every time I met a girl from the internet, Chris Hansen is at her house. Wow. Chris, guess 638. You really have encountered Chris Hansen a couple times? Can you still run it? No, I can't, Mad Dog. I thought about that. They told me at the Secretary of State that once I'm dropped out of top 2 status, because when they cheated, they pushed me out of top 2. I can't run as a write-in for that same office. But I can run for Rick Larson's office, and I'm going to do everything I can to get people to know about me and about how I care about the environment. And he doesn't. It may be as simple as that. The commercial I'm going to run in this local area will be well worth it. We found out we can get really good rates on these spots, and I think we're going to continue on this process just to keep putting a dagger in their little game plan. If these Democrats think they can cheat to keep their power, I need to prove otherwise. I need to show them that that's not the way to run politics in America. We're beyond that. Our country's so far beyond that, it's crazy. I feel the overwhelming need to be everything you want me to be. Honest, truthful for all intents and purposes, right there with what you need to know as people, responsive to the American people. I can't possibly do that if I process myself like Barack Obama with a teleprompter and speechwriters and all this crap. So, no, I'm not holding hands, but we could.
Now we are.
Cor, we're not doing that tonight. That's not. I'm also a genius. That's helpful. But I don't need a teleprompter to respond to the problems facing the country. I don't have any ill wishes on Democrats at this point, other than to know that I think their party is going down, and I welcome all you Republicans who want to help me take the party down, their party down. I do. I'm tired of them telling me to shut up. I'm tired of them kicking me out of their meetings, saying no one will ever vote for you. Well, I got news for you. I got 4,000 plus votes in the last election. So I know. I'm not looking for big funding, unfortunately. And if our country has to rely on corruption like that, that's not what you want. We don't need the same old crap we've had from the Democrats and Republicans. I'm so sick of that. I can't tell you. Can I just, honestly say I don't give a crap about money? I care about the American people. If we can convince 60 million people that I'm the guy through word of mouth, we don't need 60 million or $100 million. We don't. And we've got more power than they think that we have. The people that have the mainstream media attention, they believe that they've got it all locked up. They don't realize that word of mouth spreads faster than anything. And the blackface video was designed to bypass the media structure that's preventing us from getting through. It was designed to go right to word of mouth. I can't believe this guy. See that guy? Honey, look at that sign. See that guy over there? That's that racist. And then the kid sees, yeah, David Sponheim. And the wife says, yeah, David Sponheim. Oh, yeah, that's that. Sure, yeah, that's that racist guy. What did he do that was racist? Oh, he did this blackface impersonation of Barack Obama. Oh. And that's racist? Because some people are going, wait a second, you mean you can't impersonate the president? And I'm relying on intelligence to filter through this and help people realize that these people are vilifying me politically and using the lowest standards to do it, and they are showing their true colors, that they don't care about free speech in the Democratic Party. They've done a very good job of isolating people like me from their ideas and from entering into their little cronyistic discussion. They've got all kinds of backdoor deals going on, and it's weird. Every one of them is slurring on the phone to me. It's like, hey, how you doing, Dave? You know, they're ready to start sucking up to every corporate deal out there, these Democrats. They're just as bad as the Republicans have been. So I'm really at the point where I'll do whatever I can to help put a little snare in their game plan here. They're not going to take my country away. No way. Yeah, you like where I'm coming from? Good, guess 660. It'll work to some degree. Guerrilla marketing is what I chose to do. I realized in 2008 I couldn't make any other headway. They locked everything up. You'll get a preview of Blackface 2, yeah. I've got one working up. I've got even a couple of musical ideas I'm putting together. So that's where I'm ramping. I have a new look soon with a new face. Sarah, you're getting the, what is the look that you're working on? Oh, the Sarah Hart look, that's right. And I'm going to be looking a lot like David Sponheim coming up. Should be good. Yeah, AIPAC is not something I support. The fact that we've been so cozy with Israel on all these things, especially these recent contracts, shows Barack Obama's hand. He's totally in the backseat of the military-industrial complex. And that whole deal with the weapons rocket systems, that was all a big, huge contract bonanza for Barack Obama and the military-industrial complex. Israel probably said, oh yes, we would like another rocket barrier against the defenses, why not? We didn't ask them for $225 million, even though they have it. It's a one-way street with America and Israel. We're giving them too much, and they're taking too much. But at the same time, if they need support, air support, against an attack, ever, I'll be there for them. And I will assure them that we will be there in the air to defend them. But I won't send troops into that region again. We will subtract troops from the Middle East. That's my primary goal. And it won't happen overnight. It'll happen over a couple months to a few years. We'll begin subtracting. But the goal is to come up with long-term solutions to those regions, not short-term Band-Aid attempts like Barack Obama and Bush have engaged in. Putting some teeth to the policy, creating, I believe, a rail system, very successful solution to the area. And I think we can actually work through Iraq to begin opening a dialogue with Iran, ironically. There's a possibility there may be a door to peace there, too. I'm not on the same court as Ron Paul on that issue. He believed that Iran should manage Iraq. I don't believe that, but I believe that we can open a door to discussing nuclear non-proliferation through Iraq and through that whole obvious corridor. We cannot go against that trend that President Maliki has put in place, and we can't, because the Shiite majority stands in the way, but we can begin pulling back in certain areas like the Sunni rebellion. I think much of that's being manufactured by our own government. I believe that we're fighting ourselves like a snake eating its own tail. I believe that we can get a cohesive policy in the region that will solve the whole problem. All right. I don't think Vermin Supreme is really that important right now.
Thanks, Real PR.
Yeah, but thank you. I agree, we need to get our troops home. I know. I can't believe we've had engagements in Afghanistan and Iraq for 13 years now. It's crazy. Why? You know, the long-term solution here is that we solve the problem in an automated way and get our troops home. And the people there can maintain safety and security in areas that are protected. Right now, you never could get security in Baghdad. Baghdad has too many enclaves of potential IEDs. I know I'm missing a shoulder. Let me move over here. But I think what we're facing right now is pretty serious across the nation. We're looking at Ebola coming in through our nation now, and Obama letting it come in through the CDC. That's crazy. I mean, I can't imagine a more stupid move than to bring Ebola into our country, whether it's contained or not. I wouldn't doubt it. And then you've got all kinds of other potential problems with the economy. The thing is, we're not seeing growth in big areas like retail. And production is still down in America. We still don't have American jobs producing American products. So real disconnect there. The two parties have failed miserably in that area. I hope to bring in mass production concepts where the U.S. government actually makes something. Big difference between what we've seen so far, where venture capitalists just profit from every single thing that we put out, and then they take our tax dollars and then they go under, like Solyndra.
6605 asks, what is your position on the current state of
Thanks,
illegal immigration?
They're purposely pushing the illegal immigration. Obama's pushing it to get his bill passed through the House, and now it's up to 4.4 billion, I believe. It keeps growing the more they talk about it.
Impressed Mini asks, how would you protect American manufacturing? Hi, Sammy.
We have an infrastructure bank, 2% loans out to all U.S. businesses, hiring U.S. citizens at a living wage of $15. That's the goal. It's to just stimulate growth. And if a company can't hire people for $15 an hour with a 2% interest note, which is a very good deal, by the way, then they shouldn't even run a business. So if we'll see how many takers we have, and we'll see how well it goes the first year. But their interest will only be about 2% because no banks will be involved. It'll be a direct Treasury window loan to the American people. We've never done this, and it's strange that we haven't done it. We've let the Federal Reserve do this, and there's no reason for it. The Treasury can take and make loans directly to business, and it's not that big of a liability, ironically. We're already so deep into debt that we can bolster a tremendous loss initially, probably $1 to $2 trillion initially, just building a new infrastructure. But I don't want to put a $1 trillion increase on our budget like Barack Obama did with Obamacare. I don't want to throw out ideas that are going to waste your tax dollars. We've got to pull this money directly from the budget, directly from the waste that's currently going on. I can't add to the debt. I will not fund the growth in our country by adding to the debt like so many presidents have. We'll find the money somewhere. Like I want to build a fence along the border with Mexico. Well, we've got fencing material along our FEMA camp areas, and those areas can provide, we don't need FEMA camp fences. We can take that fencing and ship it down to the south border, and we can have illegal aliens who are currently in our prison system build it. And those people can actually make a little bit of money and then eventually be deported with a nice little duffel bag full of stuff, possibly toothpaste, bless you, mouthwash, maybe some sweatpants and a sweatshirt. And maybe even a nice shirt, you know, packaged white shirt and some black pants so that they can get a real job. Yeah, whenever they end the quantitative easing, stock market will crash and the dollar will be close to worthless. Yeah, I know. Guess 6605. Ben Bernanke printed up $85 billion a month. Janet Yellen is printing up $65 billion a month out of thin air. And it's all just this huge amount of printed money that waters our dollars down and makes it so that prices go up at the market. It's that simple. And the only stop to it is to gain equity back to the dollar, make products that people around the world want, and rely more on our production than on our overwhelming power. You see, right now we're propping up our dollar's value with tremendous amount of military might. That's really why we have such a strong military, because we are forcing other nations to take the dollar in exchange for oil or other resources. We'll keep doing that as long as we have to, obviously. But we can't be the 911 of the world, and we can't pursue this. It's dangerous to our own future and the future of world safety. We can't start wars and constantly kill people and get involved in their inner politics. It just doesn't work. So going back to what matters, back to America, and what really matters for Americans is really what this is all about. Okay, you have pan face, really? I'm not a lawyer. Sarah, you look marvelous.
Everything is getting expensive because they've inflated the dollar.
Sarah, you look marvelous.
Thank you, Mad Dog. Thank you, David.
Sure. Yeah, they've inflated the dollar. I'm getting a little worried about my savings, but I can tell you that I put a lot of sardines away in the cupboard. I don't know what a pan face is. I know, and the greedy industrial capitalists are what the Republicans want to help our country get out of the situation we're in. And we all know that that's not working either. That's why the Republican Party is not gaining any ground anymore, because people know that the George W. Bush-style politics won't arouse caring, compassionate, greedy Wall Street executives. There are no such thing as caring, compassionate, greedy Wall Street executives. They usually go into business for profit, and they don't care about the common man. That's why pro-business Republicans usually will lose in the coming elections. But at the same time, we can't be a massive nanny state to the world. We've got to shrink the size of our government and just troubleshoot the areas that are most important. Obviously, we've become too big of a country in terms of the size of the federal government. We need to shrink that down big time. Yeah, and trickle-down economics didn't work either. I agree. So this is a kind of a matter-of-fact, fiscal conservative yet socially liberal approach to every problem. Okay, we got people that are going to be displaced because of foreclosures coming up. Foreclosures basically can be forestalled with a small moratorium of 10 or 12 months separately. A person could avoid having to pay their mortgage at 1 month, get a 1 month delay, and say they missed another month, they'd get another month. So you could stretch a 12-month moratorium out for about 3 years. So everyone gets a 12 solid individual months to skip a payment. This is a very simple plan we have on our website called Blueprint for Economic Survival. That'll stem the tide of foreclosures facing our country. That may be necessary. It's similar to what Barack Obama did with HAMP, the Making Houses Affordable program as well. That was a serious problem. They spent $55 billion, and most of that money went to mortgage companies. Even companies like Bank of America now are facing billions of dollars in fees and penalties because of what they did during that time period. So the mortgage companies drained all that money. It really wasn't a sound plan. In 2008, it didn't make sense to me what Obama was doing. We have a plan that will simply give people a moratorium, and we'll go from there. Yeah, and the cash for clunkers was a total loss for American businesses. Ford maybe sold a few more cars, but mostly it went to Asian foreign markets, and frankly, it isn't concurrent with a sustainable model. We should get the most out of our cars. Most of your cars could run about 100 to 200,000. With a little of tender loving care, they'd get 300. And if you're driving a BMW, you get 500,000 out of your car. Well, the bank bailout at the time was probably the right thing to do for the moment, but I'm not so sure the banks have fully recovered. I know that the small banks there are less and less small banks, but now the big banks are a little bit more unstable as a result of what happened. There are fewer small banks as a result of what happened too. I don't support the Federal Reserve System per se. I want to see a transition to an alternative plan like my infrastructure bank, not a central bank, mind you, but a state bank. The Federal Reserve itself could be retired out by the end of 2017 if we work to begin removing their ability to control large credit reserves. We have to dismantle the Federal Reserve carefully so that we don't absorb too much of their debt. I'm outside because this is nature and this is what I really believe in. I want to remind all of you that I do support legalization of marijuana, and because of that, I live in Washington State, of course, and I'm still concerned that they haven't rolled out the licenses or lowered the tax on their marijuana here in Washington State. It shocks me that these people are running it like a bad business when it needs to be run like a good business. The reason why I support marijuana is because it is medicinal. No one's ever died either of an overdose, and because of the fact that it's medicinal, it should not be on the list of controlled substances. It should not be there. I can't show that marijuana leaf for you guys over at Hangout, but I've got that up there so people can see it in our other show. Yeah, if you believe in nature, then why are you wearing clothing not natural on a human? I'm not a person who cares to expose my skin to the dangerous rays of my compact fluorescent bulb right now. I'm really wearing it to protect my skin from skin cancer due to the CFL rays. I can't find a LED lamp that will put out the same amount of wattage as this CFL light. So I have to wear clothing to protect my skin. Plus, can you really trust going to a nudist colony with all the cell phones out there? Seriously. I mean, how many of you would walk in a nudist colony with so many people going, "Oh, dude," you know? And think about it. Sardines are better than nothing. Have you ever tasted crap? I haven't, but have you ever? Sardines are good. You can have them with, put them on mayonnaise and toast or something. Jeez. Adapt. That is an order. You must adapt. Dude, you work on a nudist colony, you take lots of pics. Cool. Mustard sauce is good. I like them mustard. Mm-hmm. I like mustard and taters. Mm-hmm. I like the way you talk. Mm-hmm. Would you pardon Ed? Yes, I would. Impersonate. I'll pardon him after 2 years of solid time at Supermax. I've even said that. I know, clown dude. You keep. I can't agree with the GOP on anything, except fiscal conservancy. GOP likes me though. A lot of Republican friends will like me, but it turns out they're gay. So I'm a little concerned that maybe a lot of those GOP guys are gay. 300,000 Yankees are stiff in Southern dust. Wow. Thank you. Is that part of the war of northern aggression that you're upset about? Do a blackface Switchblade? I'll have to do that when I do my yeah, I'll do Switchblade with Barack Obama's look. Yeah. Yeah, we can all change policy. I'd like to work with the Republicans to change policy, clown dude. If you can hook me up, make it happen. But they're not going to like my socially liberal ideas, but I'm willing to talk about, hey, we're not really pushing a socially conservative agenda anyway, are we, guys? You guys over at Republican Party? You're kind of drifting over. I even think the NRA is really kind of pushing for left-wing votes when they featured the sharpshooter who's totally gay. He's an openly gay sharpshooter on the NRA's website. They've been talking about him. Cheers! Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know what they're trying to pull, but it is shifting, yeah, but I don't know. I think they're losing some of their... Obviously, the Republicans are saying goodbye to the Tea Party. I welcome the Tea Party into our party. No, we're not annulling any former proclamation. Mad Dog still supports the South, all right. Well, I would like to see a beautiful, check this idea out, a beautiful port in New Orleans. I can imagine a port very quickly built, actually. There's a small area that would circle the French Quarter and create an actual port. We could bring fresh water in and like filter that water, and we could actually have fisheries in that port and be an international hub for travel and commerce. I'd like to see the Southeast come back, and I think that would be the best solution. Well, I understand. And I know a lot of you Southern Democrats are here, gathered together with me. We realize that the liberal, North-led Democrats have taken over, the commie Marxist leftists taken over, and a lot of you Southern Democrats understand what I'm talking about. I do. I seriously think we've got a large enclave of Southern Democrats, or families who have actually been that for a long time. I know. I mean, I was greatly affected by what many people thought was a bold move by Wallace when he stood there. But he was making a point. I mean, change happens over time. It doesn't happen right away. And I think what happened during that time period affected a lot of people in the South. We had a Reconstruction set up under Abraham Lincoln, as you know. And go ahead and remove that. There. We had Reconstruction set up. It didn't work out. Well, thank you, Mad Dog. I've been down to Dixie Town many times. I can drift from a Texas accent. I'll even go down to all y'all down Mississippi and talk about that. No, Sarah has not turned into a pie. She's never smoked marijuana, ever. Yeah, she's a very, very
well, they were talking about the
serious
graphic you had placed over my head on the chat.
You came into the chat and the
I
graphic
know,
was
I'm
playing.
just kidding. The graphic was playing. You did not post it over my head. It was over my head when I came.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Most people from New Orleans talk like this, you know. Yeah. When in the French Quarter, that's exactly how they talk after about 25 shots of bourbon. Yeah. I've never urged her to even try marijuana. I mean, I can't even get more marijuana unless I go down to the south end of the island and talk to Rainbow. I don't know if I should go down there and say, hey, Rainbow, like, do you have like a gram for less than $25? They don't sell marijuana for less than 25. Yeah, that's what I thought. You thought my New York accent was terrible. No, you're talking about a Brooklyn accent versus a New York accent. Yeah. Yeah, you don't know nothing about New York. You haven't been to Brooklyn, okay? All right. Yeah, you don't know nothing. You suck. I'm walking here. I'm walking here. David, do you still have that rainbow bumper sticker on your car? No, I was never part of the Rainbow Coalition. The Jesse Jackson Rainbow Coalition. No, I was never part of that. You know, we're beyond talking about legalization now. We're talking now about cutting government waste. And there's no bigger problem than the illegal aliens that are sucking off our government. You've seen them in the markets buying lobster with their food stamps, feeding their children strips of, yes, pate, direct, straight from the goose. Good. So we have to start thinking about something other than giving money away to illegal aliens and non-U.S. citizens. What's going on in Ferguson is going to happen all across the country. The more people see brutality and police force action, the more likely they're going to be protesting. I'm very angry about all the brutality and all the racial profiling going on in the country, and I will cut municipal funding in all areas where we need to trim that amazing violation of our freedom. I mean, it's happening. We've got to stop this. The fact that Americans are putting up with it is really kind of crazy. Okay. I know the mainstream media is pushing it to make a big issue about it, but it's really nothing compared to the economy. The economy overshadows this terrible wrongdoing to this current. I mean, it's really economic, the milieu of bad economy leading to this type of brutality. You know, you can look at the roots of most violence. It's an economic hardship. You can buy a Bitcoin with a lobster, but you can't buy a lobster with a Bitcoin. Interesting. I don't think racial profiling is necessary because, number one, we're a melting pot, and we should never judge a person by their cover. I think we need less police presence, less traffic cops, less speed guns, less police state, and I think all of us, all our races, will begin melding much better. It's very hard on minorities who are being forced to go to prisons in high numbers. 85% of the prison population in America is minority. Dodo, you shouldn't have that problem. You're a dude, man. No, you are wrong. If you have to racially profile to do your job, you shouldn't have to do your job, period. You're running around being an overbearing police cop who's pushing your will on other people. Your job should be to find criminals, not to harass innocent people. And there's a lot of people of color who are being harassed around our nation. I was harassed for being white. I was racially profiled in Los Angeles by gang members. I was called out. I was threatened numerous times. So I'm against racial profiling of gang members against white people. So Mr. Fapp is here. Hi, Mr. Fapp. Please don't spam. The IRA issue is important to you, I understand. I know. But we're just as concerned as you are about maintaining the peace, so I'm going to have to keep you out of the show for now. And you're calling me a honky, I know. And I protect your right to call me a cracker. Or a honky, or what do you call me, mayo boy, or
according to Huffington Post, it's despite a common misconception, it's actually perfectly legal to film police officers on the job.
It is. Yep. You can film
there are
police
First
officers.
Amendment protections for people photographing or recording in public.
Yeah. You think that's funny? Call me mayo boy.
As long as you don't get in their way, it's perfectly legal to take photos and videos of police officers everywhere in the United States.
You know, people always said I had kind of African American features when I was younger. And you know, right around the same time Barack Obama was walking around Occidental College, I was actually walking around UCLA that same year, pretending to be a person by the name of Bwana Abdul Lumumba. And I had so many people convinced, I couldn't believe it. A friend of mine and I were like doing a personal experiment. It was kind of a psychology experiment. And, well, no, they did mean my facial expression. Yes, they did. I said to people, I said, yes, I am Bwana Abdul Lumumba from Zambia. And they would go, oh, wow, really? Well, tell me more. Well, my parents were ambassadors, and I learned the King's English, and of course, spoke like this among my people of Zambia. And they actually believed me. I became more and more aware of this mindset there where they just believed everything they heard, and then it became obvious to me later in life that a person named Barry Soetoro could go back to being Barack Obama and pull off the unbelievable feat of deceiving the entire country, who would literally sit there and go, really, you're from Zambia? Wow, is that like a really cool place to go? Am I a birther? I am, according to you, you guys have the name calling going on. I am a birther, yes. I believe wholeheartedly that Barack Obama has faked and forged the long-form birth certificate that was supposedly brought over by Loretta Fuddy, who did pad her bank account for $100,000 right around that time period. Oh yeah, there's a whole trace evidence that goes all the way back to everything being completely forged. It's all there. Yeah, they were great. If you sound confident, most people will believe you for anything. I know, of New York, and that's what's concerning me, that the American people are too gullible. I'm worried about that. We don't need to have another person take over the presidency like Barack Obama was. The last thing we need is for our nation to sit back and not vet who they are choosing. I'm basically out in the open as who I am. I mean, I don't hold any. There's nothing about me that you don't know at this point. My life has been an open book completely. So it's all interesting to see what is happening here. Well, 85% of the prison population is a minority. Does that bother you?
And perhaps that's because there's some profiling happening.
Oh, y'all. Okay, I'll master my dialects. Thanks, Mad Dog. Oh, there's a server error there. It's not coming in.
But what did you click?
That link right there.
Click the one before it.
Okay. Ah, there it is. The origin of the Southern accent.
Actually, I believe French or something.
The primary reason.
But of course, they say that Southerners talk with their mouth, you know, a little in the front of your mouth. I heard that, but the English talk with the front of the mouth as well. It's all in the front of the mouth. So whether you're Cockney or Manchester, you have that front of your mouth thing going with the same Southern dialect. Yeah, the Deliverance
Still
Zone.
speaking Old English, yeah.
All right, let's see what the stock market's doing as we zoom in toward the last few minutes of our show. Gosh, this has been a great show, and we haven't really talked about anything, really. It's great to talk about lots of things, though.
Yeah.
Okay, news.
It's great to just hang out, I think.
It is. That's how I prefer it. You know, I just think that you're disregarding the reality that many people. I've been a victim of what would be considered a gangland ritual crime. I was in a bank in Los Angeles where with 9mm, brand new 9mm, and said, "Give me a 50th and 100th." The whole thing lasted about 5 minutes. They were in, they were out. They didn't take our money, but we were standing in line. And this is a gangland ritual. 17-year-olds are put to do this so that they know that they're strong enough to commit a crime, because they're using all these young men who are right now without a job. So you can't tell me that there's no economic component to this. You got to understand, if people have a decent job, or at least money to live, and warm house for their mama to live in, they're going to be better off. Interesting, thank you. They're going to be better off in every way. So I'm just saying, if they don't have a good life, they're going to be doing other things. You understand? And I understood it too, and I knew that I was the first one to get my head popped off like a watermelon if they were to shoot me. I knew that. And I wasn't really that frightened, but the longer we waited, the more likely the police would come in and they'd be holding hostages. So if you haven't been in a bank robbery and you don't know what I'm talking about, you don't know what the feeling is to be a victim of gangland ritual crime. I am a victim of that. No, they were not. They were not white. They were all black. You could see from the skin on the outer part of their bodies and their hands. Well, I don't know who their daddy was. Daddy, daddy, daddy. It doesn't matter. Maybe they didn't have a strong male figure in their life because their mom and the dad were forced to live apart because they needed to collect welfare. I mean, that's a common thing now among white people. They don't get married. They have some sort of spiritual wedding where the local whatever marries them, and then they just say that they're not married so they can collect welfare. It doesn't matter whether you're white or black. It's happening in all the different cultures all the time. I'm never going to rob a bank, no, but the point is, Topper Dan, I don't want to spend the rest of my life with gangland homies. And, you know, I understand the deterrent that prison creates, but we've made prison so comfortable for people that a 17-year-old who does that crime gets out in a year, guaranteed. So they know they could spend a year in, learn some things, meet some people, connect, get some, you know, little crystal meth made in the toilet bowl, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So this is all happening right now. In the prison system today, we could begin a process where nobody gets a razor, nobody gets a toothbrush. Serious. We could pull off razors and toothbrushes out of discount, and then offer just, you know, your fingernail and a little bit of rinse and a Dixie cup. That would be the new plan for our future prisons. No, absolutely no shank-like material in the prisons. So when they have to shave, they get shaved the same time they get a haircut, and the guy does a buzz cut right around there. This will save our nation's prisons, I would say, 30% of the revenue that we're putting out. A lot of the cost of prison containment and control is in stopping these crimes, shanks, from going on. There's a lot of, and not to mention that, yes, the tremendous amount of molestation going on, Topper Dan. Yeah, so I'm thinking a 3-strike law against molestation as well. If the guy in the joint commits 3 rapes against another, you're looking at the death penalty. Well, that's the problem. The privatization of the prison system 6605 has created a huge amount of greed, and we've turned the prison system into another leech off of government tax dollars. It's really bad. And worse than that is the judicial process is screwed up. Yeah, so if you have molestation charges 3 times, they're full-on tried by a jury, you would be given the death penalty if that rule was put in place. We need to get tough, Topper Dan, and that's my point. That's why I want to put this 3-strike law out there for people to understand. And I don't want more shanks made in the joint. I also am a little bit concerned about, you know, a lot of those men going in delivering crack cocaine. Yeah, it's happening. There's a lot of guards transporting drugs into the prison system right now. That's right, convictions. Charges and convictions. Well, Topper Dan, we could easily have islands like the Channel Islands off the coast of California turned into a Papillons type of prison where we don't put a lot of money into it at all. We're going to save a lot of money in our prison system when I'm your president. I'm implementing the death penalty at a federal level. We're going to start taken care of business. Anyone who has any type of genetic evidence proven that they did the crime will be fried or lethal injected. Yeah, we start moving on here. We don't want prisoners on death row milking off of our tax dollars without having to implement. The states, however, of course, 18 states now that don't support capital punishment. I honor those states' wishes. Of course, we would never urge them to commit those. And any states that do have capital punishment laws can do it in their own time. I'm just talking about federal prisons right now. That's it. Only in the case of DNA evidence. Any other time that would not be appropriate. I don't want innocent people being terminated, ever. Because it would not save millions. You'd create babies, and 975, that would be the worst possible scenario. Women would be exploited, it'd be terrible. We have a prison in our area called Monroe Prison. A woman guard, get this, a woman guard literally was caught in the chapel with a guy who'd committed 3 or 4 homicides. And they were lingering in the chapel when he decided to just kill her with his bare hands. A beautiful guard, about 29 years old, died about 4 years ago in the Monroe Prison in our area. Bad to mix men and women together, especially homicidal maniacs with women. So our prisons need a good reformation, and I will be on that as well. Anyway, yeah, it was really sad. Yeah.
Very sad. I was just reading the news. We thought we got some rain here.
Yeah.
Nothing compared to Long Island.
No.
In
really?
Less than 24 hours, they had 13 and a quarter, little more than 13 and a quarter inches of rain.
Wow. That's amazing. So Long
Shattered a daily rainfall record in the state of New York.
That's unbelievable.
And so there were floods. And
yeah. 3 rapes or molestations would be in the law. Now, I can't put anything more than an executive order out. I can't implement this in a big way. I can only talk about a 3-strike law, folks. It's up to Congress to make those decisions. I honestly don't want to ram any of my ideas forth unless Congress agrees. Yes, we will do that, Rodney. I'm going to be doing a variety of characters. I'll be doing a Barack Obama's impersonation of his early days in the madrasa as a young Indonesian boy learning to speak Indonesian. And I'll kind of retro. I'll go back into his childhood and talk like a little boy. A little, a baby broken St. Obama's kind of thing. And then I'll be moving forward in time to an older guy who's having, a bobbing head in his lap named Reggie Love as his body man. Yeah. We'll be talking about the whole gamut of things, Rodney. You'll be fulfilling your greatest transgender reality that you seem to be fixated on. Yes, of course we'll have a stereotypical Middle Eastern character. Are you planning on being that character on camera? Would you like to do dress up? Are you going to do your first appearance on camera as my Middle Eastern connection? Barack Obama's Middle Eastern connection? Or maybe a small Trayvon Barack Obama's. Exactly. Well, Trayvon could have been my son, too. Truly. I mean, I was dating a Jamaican-American woman that looked a lot like Trayvon Martin, believe it or not, at one time. Oh, I'm the fall guy? Oh, okay. You're the one who has something to lose. Okay, you don't want to go on camera? All right. I'm the guy who's got to take the heat? No problem. I got big shoulders, buddy. Yeah. What were you saying?
Oh, in 1 hour, 5 inches fell.
That's amazing.
Yeah, people were. One gentleman passed away because he lost control of his vehicle, and
my gosh, I wonder if that was my uncle.
People from their cars.
It might have been my uncle.
It was the guy in the Jeep.
Oh, that would have been my uncle. Well, I don't know, man. I mean, there's so many different things happening around the world that are caused by chemtrails that one can only say that chemtrails are destroying our entire existence. So let's blame it all on chemtrails. What do you say? You lived in the South Shore of Long Island? Yeah, I met a lot of people in Long Island. Long Island. I know. Well, that's the thing. Zimmerman, I think if the shoe fits, acquit. And in this particular case, Zimmerman, the shoe didn't fit. The glove didn't fit. Basically, Zimmerman had a gun. going into that situation. He got out of the car. He didn't need to get out of the car. He was actually told not to get out of the car. And here's a guy with a gun against an unarmed boy named Trayvon Martin, who happened to be a street fighter who could kick Zimmerman's butt. So you all can debate whether it was an equal fight, a gun against street fighter. So did you find the long there goes not like you're married? Topper Dan, no, the Jamaican lady, she said sayonara to me. She's not Japanese though. Yeah, she and I didn't see eye to eye on the gospel. She was a Southern Baptist, and I have come from a different background. I was at one time Catholic, and according to Christians, Catholics are not Christian. So we had a big, huge divide, and we were not equally yoked. That's what she said. Well, it's my duty to point out the fragility of the prosecutor's case when it came to going after Zimmerman. The prosecutor approved 6 women as being the jury of George Zimmerman. That's not a jury of his peers at all. That's prosecutorial neglect. 6 women are not the peers of one guy who liked to tote a gun and shoot black kids. So yeah, there's prosecutorial neglect in that case, no question about it. Oh yeah. But I'm not here to bring up the Zimmerman case. It's done. This used to be open topic night. We do support talks about gay rights. Obviously, I support the LBGT community, or the LBGTTG community. We don't want discrimination. That's our primary goal. Is we do not discriminate because a person is gay or bi or whatever. That's my concern.
For any reason.
Or for any reason, yeah.
Be nice. Treat everybody the same.
Tomorrow night we're going to be talking about new technology. Our maglev rail system that we want to build in America, much better than the Shanghai system, will actually run on renewable energy. It will actually operate on wind and solar energy. So we'll talk about technology tomorrow on Technology Thursday. You'll find out other ideas that we are talking about regularly, which is our mobile medical unit concept, bringing mobile medical units into our country in every city to create a bypass to our healthcare crisis. Well, we want to create mobile medical units like this and bigger that will provide telemedicine capability in any area, in any environment, and can rotate around your city and help people in need, like homeless people, and maybe you. Maybe you want a $25 copay, you want to go in for a checkup. It'll give you a blood exam and give you a complete diet and tell you whether you have a chance of getting heart disease or diabetes or something. No, I will not be wearing a hoodie and eat Skittles. That, I don't want to be a stereotypical impersonator of black people. I'm trying to impersonate the president. Now, when you see Barack Obama in a hoodie eating Skittles, seriously, at least hold the presidency in esteem, all right? Thank you. You found my ex? Really? I didn't know. I'll have to look at that picture, and unfortunately I can't click that link until you become a real person, guest 975. Telemedicine doesn't work. I'm sorry, am I still standing here talking? Well, I don't know. No, we don't do stereotypical, no. There's nothing racist about a blackface impersonation. There won't be any racial connotations at all in any of the blackface work I'll be doing. It'll be strictly impersonation regarding Obama's homosexuality, Michelle's transgenderism, and Obama's Muslim background. We're not going to be focusing on racial stereotypes. No, you got it. But we will bring in a kind of like the Muslim community insofar as Obama has so many ties with those people. All of his family are Muslims. He literally has grown up in an entire family of Muslims. We didn't know that when you first voted for him, I know, but he rejected Reverend Wright because Reverend Wright called him out and said, "You are a liar." And he said, well, make no mistake about it. I'm not in any way involved, Reverend Wright. Well, now that he's not a Christian anymore, that's for sure. He'd definitely have to be an apostate.
I did read that Mad Dog, the lawyer that represented Trayvon Martin's family, is now going to represent the family of the gentleman in Ferguson, Missouri. And it's just like, really, you hired someone that did not win the case or did not do a great, yeah.
Yeah, so they're hiring a person who lost. Bless you. Israel is our friend. Bless you. Like Lieberman. God bless you. God bless all of you. Joe Lieberman. Amazing guy. Oriel Gothenberry. Yeah, I heard Reverend Wright was producing a movie or something, Rodney. I think it was called the Down Low Club. I'm not sure. You'll have to check it. Some sort of a Down Low Club theme. Yeah, I don't know. Reverend Wright fixed up a lot of people, and Barack Obama got a chance to meet many, many men when he was, you know, freewheeling and having fun. We all know that. It's not unheard of to imagine what they were doing too. Let's take a brief look at Obama and his pay stubs. This is Obama and the first pay stub that was produced by the CIA Art Department, showing him at the law library. As you can see by the headshot, it could be anybody. It could be my head in here. Let's put my head in there and see if I can make it happen. Okay, now I was the president of the law library. I think I have a bigger head than that. Let's see if I can get a smaller body. Okay, here I am at the law library. Yeah. So there you have it. I was president.
David in the law library.
I was president of the law library too. Yeah. So I guess any one of you could be president of the law library, or the review, everything. Yeah. Will you request Pastor Manning to perform you and Sarah's wedding ceremony? Mad Dog, I might just do that. Would you like that? No. We're gonna talk about that. She hasn't even accepted my request because I haven't asked her.
Yeah, you haven't made a request.
I know. She's so beautiful. I can't believe how beautiful you are today. Oh, my Cherie. I feel like the Addams Family in Lurch, you know. Oh, my Cherie. Oh, you know what we do? Lurch, get me some more bourbon. You rang. Am I Lurch or am I, yeah. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Why did I have such a good tan in that previous picture? What was wrong there?
You were outside. And
I have to set this down to see now I have a better tan.
That was in the summer.
It was. It was great. I remember that time in the law library when it was summertime. Oh, there I am. Okay. Remember that time we were together and Obama got in the way?
You were. It was probably at the end of the summer when David had been roofing.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll talk about the maglev train and our mobile medical units tomorrow night. It's worse than blackface. I was not high this day. This day was a day I spent with my family, I believe, in Long Island, which I don't talk to those people anymore, for obvious reasons.
Thank you so much for coming into our Google Hangouts. We'll do it again tomorrow night.
Thanks, everybody, for coming in and participating in my incredible nonstop discussion where Sarah listens to everything I say and talk incessantly.